there's like a little boy version of me somewhere inside of me that is like, recognize me, Josh. Recognize every single thing I do. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. The date is, as I wait for it to load, December 29th, 2018. And it's 7:12 p.m. right now. And I can hear a truck starting in the background. So I'm going to close the window real quick. As you can see, have a nice outfit on, matching. This is because I am chilling at home right now and I don't have to appease the public with my style choices. Anyways, I look like I should like be in a fashion show right now. That's the current vibe. And so yeah, this is gonna be the weirdest episode to date, mostly because I could barely write anything down because I worked on my reflection all fucking week. So let's get into it. Actually, but first, let's talk about what Reflections is. Reflections is where I get on camera at the end of my week. Usually it's not a Saturday. Usually it's a Sunday. But it's at Saturday night, so I'm just going to be like, yo, fuck it. Let's reflect. And I just want to get started on goal setting tomorrow. I've had enough of reflection this week. Holy crap. And yeah, I just get on camera and I talk about what I learned. This episode is just already so questionable. What I learned, what worked, what didn't work, how I grew, what challenges I had, etc. What was on my mind, what I was obsessed with. I think I covered all the sections there. But yeah, that's what's up. This is gonna be a weird episode. I can feel it already. And it'll probably be the shortest episode too, because I practically wrote down nothing. So anyways, let's get into it. Gratitude for water, my lord. What's been on my mind? The 2018 reflection has been absolutely on my mind the most. It has been what I've been spending most of my time on this week. And within that, I've been thinking a lot about stuff like how I'm supposed to make content from it after. What is the most ideal approach for going at the actual reflection? How can I actually reference it and make sure I use the data and insights that I learned from it? What else do we got here? And like a little bit of overwhelm for creating that content tomorrow, which I will be tackling tomorrow morning, which is why I'm doing this now, so I can have more energy for tomorrow's reflection of the year, which I think I'm calling Reflections 2018. So that's exciting, and nerve-wracking, because I also subconsciously wanted to go so perfect, because it's like the year's reflection, like it's the master reflection, if you will, that summarizes all the things and all of the weeks, if you will, even though I only rebooted Reflections in the, I think it was in September or something like that. Excuse me, fucking burping over here. What else did I learn? Or what else was on my mind? Oh, how I didn't get to tackle many loose ends before 2018 was up. Oh, love this one. I just spent way too much time on this reflection and it stopped me from finishing up key things, which maybe actually 4. Yeah, definitely 4. We've got joshmoxey.com redesign tweaks. We're close on that. List private beta. All I require is using the archive, or building the quick archive feature, and then it's good to go. And then wanted to air Gems episode 1, and then I also wanted to start the Brian podcast. We recorded, his audio failed, so we have to re-record that aspect of it. And which is a shame because it actually went really good, but we'll try again, and it'll be better this time. So yeah, I am a little bit irritated that these things are leaking into 2019 when I really wanted to close them, because I want to focus more on actual business stuff in 2019. So the longer this stuff takes, the less I'm focused on that, and it's a distraction to me as much as it does help everything. So yeah, I would have preferred they got done. However, it could have been worse. Life goes on. I could be dead right now. That's so random and seems so out of context. I'm just using comparison to make my situation feel better. Also, as we speak right now, my friend should be at base ship 4. And I'm talking about my Montreal friend specifically, plus Alan, because he also went to Montreal. But yeah, I'm grateful I didn't go, because I would have been suffering a mental death right now, knowing that I am so far behind still. Like, even after I started reflection, my yearly reflections early, which thank God, by the way, I did that. Even after starting it early, I am still behind, so I couldn't imagine how I would have been feeling right now if I was in Montreal for a trip. Oh boy, I would be freaking the fuck out. I would not be able to enjoy the rave properly if that was the case. So I'm glad I didn't go. Plus, I just did a good job of being disciplined around it. Not only is it bad timing, I just can't fucking afford it right now. Just the truth. What were my favorite wins? The 2018 reflection. So that started on either Christmas Day or Christmas Eve, and it ended up being a lot of fucking work. I went through each week of my weekly reflection, and the weekly reflection is what this comes from. Or it's before it becomes video, it's a doc, and then I share the highlights of the doc. So what I'm doing is analyzing my week, going through my like wins journal, sometimes my actual journal if I can't think of shit to talk about, and just analyzing that week and getting on video to talk about it. Don't know where I'm going with this. Gonna back up for a second. So those docs, I went through each doc of those for all 52 weeks, and yeah, got a lot of insight, a lot of data, and I ended up making it 47 fucking pages of insights and takeaways and what have you. So that was interesting. I was supposed to do way less. I'm not really sure what the fuck happened, but it ended up being really fucking long. Thankfully, it's less than last year. That was a goal that I had in my mind, to not make it 75 pages or whatever it was last year. So I'm grateful that it's down 30 pages, because that's crucial. What else? So aside from 2018 reflection, I did not really work on anything else really. There was just a lot of chilling this week, which is okay. And not even chilling, just I'll explain more about in other sections, but so I posted reflections, which was good. I posted reflections 21, which is slowly getting caught up. Oh my god, I'm so behind on reflections, it's fucked. This should be reflections 25, I think, by the way. Awful episode for such a good number. 25 being a prime number for a good episode, but not so much for this one. So yeah, some page hero styling on chargemoxey.com. Reset sleep schedule. This is probably one of my favorites of this week, which was I pulled another all-nighter thing, and it worked well, minus the fact that my brain was pretty dead on the second quote-unquote day, if you will, because I broke a 20, maybe like a 26 or 28 hour period into 2. So my brain was relatively dead on the second one, even though I did nap. But yeah, still got some reflection stuff done, but I was very pessimistic during. It was very funny to watch. What worked? Being back to Greek God. Thank the fucking Lord. Love that shit so much. And what else? Resetting sleep schedule, like I talked about. And that means getting up at anywhere from like 4 a.m. to 7 a.m. right now, and going to bed anywhere from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. type of thing. And that's feeling good. Oh no, thank God. Not trying to force the reflection when my brain was dead. Yeah, whenever I felt like I was forcing it, I decided to just take a step back, whether it's like close my eyes and just get back to that place where I can actually reflect. Because if I start judging myself, I'm not really reflecting, I'm just judging. And that's no fun for me. I'm not getting actual benefit or actual value from the doc that I'm reading. I'm just judging. And yeah, so getting to a more objective and calm place so I can actually extract value from what I'm reading. Taking a shit ton of naps, like a shit ton. I took a lot of naps during that all-nighter session, if you will. And then even today and yesterday, I took multiple naps. Like, it's just fucking strange. Part of it is because I am laying in my bed for this entire reflection. So there's been a lot of chilling in bed all week as I'm on the two phones, like looking and writing on one, looking, writing on the other. So yeah, I loved getting a compliment from my mom about how she finds that I am a mini Tim Ferriss, and I was like, oh, that's so sweet, because I love Tim so much. He's one of the people I definitely look up to. He's one of my key main sources of people I learn from, and one of the best podcast hosts in the world. So I loved hearing that. And she was even like, I know you probably won't like this because you just want to be like your own person, da 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 da. But I was like, wait, no. Like, Tim is awesome. And yes, I do want to be my own person. However, I still derive inspiration from these people. They're fucking awesome. Like Gary, Andy, Tim, Kevin Trudeau, Jason Capital. Like, there's key people that and Greg O'Gallagher, like, very key. I have a very limited source of people who I'm going to listen to, and I'm so grateful for them. But yeah, I'm highly appreciative of that comment, or compliment rather. What didn't work, and how can I improve it? Laying in bed all week for the reflection. So after the Christmas stuff was done with the family, I literally just fucking basically didn't leave that bed all week. It was pretty, okay, obviously when I'm cooking and stuff like that and working out, I left the bed. But when I was working on the reflection, which was the only task I basically worked on since Christmas, not basically, it is the only task I've worked on since Christmas, but it is like makes me tired. It almost like killed my mood laying in bed too often, so that was no fun. But how else do you reflect? Like, first, for me, I just want to make myself as lazy as possible so I can just look and read and not have to do too much work, because my brain is already doing so much work with this reflection that I just want to be all in on that instead of trying to allocate energy to my body. It's taking away from my brain, so fuck that. And I'm very crucial with that with code as well. I don't want to overdo it. So that's something I will look forward to, or keep in mind in the future, is to not lay in bed in my nightly or my reflections, but or for long periods of time. That's crucial. Yeah, overdoing coffee. This is no fun either. I'm somehow able to sleep through coffee now. I don't know how or why, but it's like losing its effect on me. So yeah, I'm liking coffee, but at the same time, it somehow makes me tired. I don't know why. It's very strange. Like, it makes me energized for a bit, and then I get really tired really fast. So I'm not sure what the fuck to do right now with that. But it might be the start of me quitting coffee tier, because I love it so fucking much. But we'll see what I choose to do with that in the future. Powerless lingering deep into the night. It's just it just ruins my mood so much. It totally reduces the quality of my life. This happened on the night before Christmas Eve, and I think on Christmas as well. Yeah, something like that. And it just reduces my quality of life so massively being up that late. I want to wake up early. So I think that was like the final kicker where I was like, fuck this. I'm just going to reset my nightly sleep time, if you will, the sleep schedule. So thank God for that. Even though it was a very painful process to go through again, with how pessimistic I was during that last maybe like 10 hours, if you will, on that, and how brain dead I was during that as well, during that period of resetting, or / all-nighter. But I'm glad it's done, and I'm glad I'm now in a better place for my brain and for my sleep schedule, getting up early and stuff like that. Listening to Resistance's story around the fact that I shouldn't upload content because I gotta focus on my reflection. And this is a purely bullshit story just designed by Resistance, which is, you could call it like, if you think of it like an angel and a devil, it would be like the devil, if quote unquote, or I don't know how the fuck to explain it. It's from The War of Art by Steven Pressfield, which is an amazing book on creative process and just really just being, doing, and having stuff. And that made no sense. Desires, if you will. So, really fucking good book, but especially for creatives. I love that book. And Yeah, resistance for me in this area is like preventing me from uploading, even because it's the right move. It's like this is the way. So resistance is trying to whisper stories, if you will, in my ear, and that sounds so weird, but it's absolutely the truth. You have that like voice in your head when you know it's complete bullshit, and it's very easy to identify what is and what isn't. But if I choose to listen to like I did, I was like, oh yeah, you're right, resistance. Like, let's focus on the thing. And then I didn't fucking upload reflections, and now I'm like, and I missed my fucking timeline for catching up on reflections and my content on the year. And now I'm like 10 episodes of fucking content behind or something like that. So, not ideal, to say the least. Writing way too much in the reflections. As much as it is really good, it also really overwhelmed me this year. So writing less next year will be super fucking helpful. And just, yeah. What were my biggest lessons? So I wrote down way too fucking much in this year's reflection, and I noticed that it is all coming from a root problem, which is I'm imagining like a little boy in me. There's like a little boy version of me somewhere inside of me that is like, recognize me, Josh. Recognize every single thing I do. Because I want to write everything down as a way of like trying to recognize myself. Like, I'm not publishing the document, but I want to put so much down to make sure I do not miss recognition of anything. It like doesn't feel like enough just reading it sometimes. And it was really tough for me. Like, there was so much I wanted to write down, especially the micro lessons, which breaks my heart because the micro lessons that I learn in the dirt. So when I'm like in the fucking game, you learn things that way different. You just can't necessarily learn in like a book because the lessons can change so fucking fast that it's like, anyways, the lessons in the dirt and in the game are so fucking valuable to me. Like these fine little details that make all the fucking difference. And I couldn't put many of those down because I was trying to focus on macro lessons, because I was trying to focus on like patterns and all of these things that they, all of these like bigger picture things. So anyways, I was just noticing that there's like this part of me that wants to be recognized so fucking badly. So that was interesting to watch pattern wise. I realized the best part of reflections, and specifically the yearly reflections, and I think I might have to add this in these like the reflections, is looking at patterns. This has been very fascinating to me. I wonder if I wrote down the most for patterns. I wrote down a shit ton. And like just general patterns that I'm noticing in myself and in my world. And then also things like, what is upgrading my quality of life the most? I mean, that's actually not a pattern. What the fuck am I saying? But man, I guess those three things, which is like patterns, what is upgrading the quality of my life, and what is killing the quality of my life. Those three questions were new questions that I've added. And they really, really got some good data in there because I can try to figure out ways to kick the stuff that I hate, improve and add more of the things that I love, and then ultimately know so much more about myself and just get a very more crystallized in front of my face education of myself and my patterns, so I can use those patterns, change those patterns, would do whatever the fuck I want to do with those patterns going forward into the next year. So I'm not going blind, and thank God for that. It's just like, that's the power of the reflection. If you choose to go into your next year without reflecting, without realizing why your year did not go or did go exactly as it did, then I think you're doing yourself a disservice and shooting yourself in the foot, because you're going into the new year without taking the time to understand the root causes of all these things that did occur. So yeah, I just believe in reflection so damn much, or else we're just fucking walking around with our heads cut off like chickens. So I don't like that shit. I like to be purposeful. I like to understand why. I like to study myself, study my world, and ultimately use that data to, like, the 2018 or the 2019 plan, whatever I choose it to be, is going to be so much easier because I have extracted 40, almost 50 pages of information about myself and my world and my patterns, and all of this fucking data that's absolutely useful going forward. Everything is tiny as fuck in the grand scheme of things. I'll probably touch on this more in my reflections on the year, but damn, it was just really fascinating to watch how little all of these things that I thought were massive at the time ended up being. What challenges did I experience? I was really struggling with keeping my mood high after Christmas. Specifically, I mean like the night of Christmas, because I stuck around too long, and then people started to get drunk, and then it's tough for me being sober that not everyone, but just like when dumb shit starts being said, I really struggle with not judging, because it's the number one judgment thing for me if people are being really dumb. So that was tough for me, and I in the future leave earlier before people start getting drunk, because it's so boring for me to be around drunk people. I'm not a fan. Typically, I mean, I don't know. I just don't like when people get super fucking dumb. So maybe that's the problem there. It's just like people getting drunk enough to where they become really stupid about stuff. My diet was so bad this week. I just fucking punted health, I guess you could say, for the week. And yeah, my mood definitely took a blow after certain foods. So lessons learned there, as I already know, but I just wanted to pig out for the fucking week. So ate lots of tasty food and looking forward to getting back to better eating habits, because this is not sustainable whatsoever, especially if I want to build muscle like I do. So yeah. Where did I grow the most? The reflection, for sure. I was persevering a lot because many times I did not want to do it. I wanted to just make it quick, but it ended up being way longer. And yeah, I wanted to get back to coding. I just wanted to fucking plan my year without doing this massive reflection. I wanted to just get back to work and close the loops. It was just exhausting at times. So what am I obsessed with right now? The beanie that Tay got me. I fucking love this thing. This is my Christmas gift from Tay, and I really appreciated it. And I've been wearing it a lot. I think I've worn it every single day since Christmas, and it's super nice, and it's going to come in really handy when my hair gets long. So that is the point of it all, and enjoying the hell of it. It's really upgrading my style. I think I'm enjoying the way it looks on me. So yeah. Oh my god, lemon meringue pie and strawberry rhubarb cheesecake. Didn't know the second one was good until I tried it at my nan's Christmas, and holy shit, they were both so incredible. I probably had 2 pies, almost or close to 2 pies over the course of 2 days, and it was insane. My mood went to absolute shit both times after, but it was really fucking tasty, and I enjoyed it a lot at the time before my like partial headache kicked in, or my mood just turned to 0 real fast. But damn, it was tasty. Okay, we're over. That was a very interesting episode. Definitely not worth the 25 ped. I can tell you that much. So excited to get this 2018 reflection done and start this fucking year. Anyways, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. However you consumed it, I appreciate you taking the time. Sorry this episode wasn't the greatest, but we'll be back next week with a way better episode. I can tell you that much. And yeah, I appreciate you watching and listening. I'm not even going to ask you to share this one because it was pretty fucking weak. So, but overall, yeah, hope you have a kick-ass 2018, and I will catch you later. I just fucked that up. My name is Josh Moxey, and I will...